international commercial terms. INCOTERMS is international commercial terms. International commercial terms that separate transaction cost and risk between buyer and seller in international trade transaction. Imagine I'm shipping to Ghana and I'm shipping by sea to Ghana. Between Nigeria and Ghana, when the good leaves Apapa port in Lagos, before it arrives at Tema port in Ghana, if anything happens in transit, who is bearing the cost? Drop it in the chat. Who is going to bear the loss? Who is going to bear the loss? I'm sure some people will say importer, some people will say exporter. Important defines who is losing money. Because when we have an agreement and we decide on the INCOTERMS, we indirectly decide who is losing money. We indirectly decide who is losing money. We indirectly decide who is losing money. Because INCOTERMS decide where my risk ends and where you start from. INCOTERMS decide where my risk ends, where you start from. INCOTERMS separate transaction cost and risk between buyer and seller in international trade transaction. INCOTERMS separate transaction cost and risk between buyer and seller in international trade transaction. That means if I'm shipping the goods abroad, if I agree on risk. So what we'll be talking about shortly is whose risk exactly is it? Whose risk exactly is it? Those are the things we'll be looking at very, very shortly. It apportions transportation cost and responsibility associated with delivery of goods between buyer and seller and reflect modern transaction practices. There are 11 INCOTERMS. 11 of them. We have XWork, we have FCA, we have FAS. Don't worry, I will give you the full meaning soon. We have CPT, we have CIP, we have FOB, we have CFR, we have CIF, we have DAP, we have DPU, we have DDP. Number one, XWorks. EXW, XWorks. XWorks says that my risk and cost ends when the good is delivered to my warehouse. My cost and risk end when the good is delivered to my warehouse. But look at FCA, free carrier. Now, please look at XWorks. So I'm doing business with a Ghanaian. My factory is in Agbara in Lagos. The Ghanaian importer will come into Lagos, pay for my goods, and pick it up at Agbara warehouse. He's going to bear the cost of clearing it through customs in Nigeria, pass through Benin Republic and Togo, and get to Ghana. Either he's doing by road or by sea, that's not my headache. That is for the importer in Ghana to handle. But if I do FCA, free carrier, my risk and cost end when I deliver the goods to a terminal, not my warehouse, a terminal in Lagos. I will have done the export clearance, but my risk and cost end when I deliver it to maybe Lillipon container terminal in Lagos, in Apapa, or in Ijora. But the Ghanaian importer will still come into Nigeria, get an agent to move the goods, put it on ship, or put it on truck, and move it to Ghana. Because my risk and cost ends somewhere at the terminal in Nigeria. If I do free alongside ship, look at what happened in free alongside ship. My risk and cost end at the port of loading. Immediately, I move the goods from my warehouse to the port of loading at the ship side, overlooking the ship on the quay. My risk ends as an exporter. The importer will have to engage an agent that will bear the cost to move the good on board the vessel and move it by sea. If I'm shipping by free alongside ship, it has to go by sea. XWorks and FCA can go by road or rail or by air. Look at CPT. Carriage paid to. Carriage paid to. My risk end at the terminal in Nigeria, but I'm going to bear the cost of transporting the goods to Ghana. My risk end in Nigeria, I'm bearing the cost. In CIP, carriage insurance paid to. Carriage insurance paid to. My risk end at the terminal in Nigeria, but I'm going to bear the cost and insurance to Ghana. I'm bearing the cost of transport to Ghana. I'm bearing the cost of insurance to Ghana. And by the way, this is also by road or by rail or by air. That means free carrier plus transport to Ghana equal to CPT. FCA plus freight equal to CPT. CPT plus insurance equal to CIP. Look at the next one. FOB, free on board. Free on board, cost and freight CFR, cost insurance and freight CIF are all by sea. So that means out of these 11 Incoterms, 4 of them are by sea. Free alongside ship is by sea. Free on board is by sea. Cost and freight is by sea. Cost, insurance, and freight, CIF, is also by sea. In FOB, my risk and cost end when the good are on board the vessel. Remember, in FAS, my risk and cost end when the good is at the port of loading on the ship side. When the good is at the port of loading on the ship side. But in FOB, my risk and cost end when the goods are on board the vessel. 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 Look at CFR. Look at CFR. In CFR, my risk will end when the good is on board the vessel like CPT in my country, but I'll bear the cost of transport to destination. Can you see I bear the cost of transport to Ghana? But my risk end when the good is loaded on board the vessel in a proper port in Nigeria. In CIF, I'm bearing the cost of insurance and transport to Ghana, but my risk end when the good is on board the vessel in Nigeria. You will notice CFR is similar to CPT, and CIF is similar to CIP. FOB plus freight plus transport equal to CFR. CFR plus insurance equal to CIF. Just the way FCA plus freight equal to CPT. And CPT plus insurance equal to CIP. Deliver at place. Now, up until this time, look at what happened. My risk and cost has been ending in my country. In some cases, my risk end and my cost extend to destination. But this D series, deliver at place, DAP, deliver duty paid, DDP, deliver at place unloaded, DPU. My risk and cost ends at the destination. Look at DAP. Look at DAP. I'm shipping the goods to Ghana. I bear the cost of moving it to Ghana. At a terminal in Ghana, I'm bearing the cost of the risk to Ghana. I will be the one to clear the goods for export in Nigeria, and I will deliver it to a particular location in Accra or in Tamale or anywhere in Ghana. But I will not be the one to pay for clearing of the good in Ghana. In DPU, in DAP, when I deliver, I'm not going to bear the cost of unloading it from the truck. But in DPU, I'm bearing the cost of moving it to Ghana. I'm bearing the risk of getting it to Tamale in Ghana. But in addition to that, I'm going to bear the cost of unloading it from the truck into the warehouse of the buyer in Ghana. But I will not bear the cost of clearing the goods. But in DDP, I'll bear the cost of shipping it to Ghana, somewhere in Accra. I'll bear the cost of clearing the good in Ghana, and I'll bear the risk of delivering to Ghana. From this arrangement, you will notice something.